I've been getting so many questions about my hair. So I decided to make this video to answer them. Now, for those of you that don't know, I have Sisterlocks. Sisterlocks is a patented locking system for natural hair that is fairly popular, but I didn't know about it until maybe like 2 years ago. But it's been around for a while. A lot of women have it, and yeah, let's talk about Sisterlocks. So, I have been sister-locked for the past 7 months. Wow. I first got my installation on December 14th in 2018. I had about 4 inches to 6 inches of hair, and yeah, I decided to plunge. So I was first introduced to them by my aunt, who has Sisterlocks, but I saw them on her when she first got them installed. And I looked at them and I was like, what are these? I don't like it. Hers were small, I didn't like it. I was like, what's the point of this? But a year later, I was at one of my friend's weddings, and I saw an old friend, and she had these beautiful things in her hair. And I was just like, oh my God, what is, like, I need to know, what is this? And she proceeded to tell me that she got locks, and I spent the entire cocktail hour asking her questions about her hair. And so she referred me to the lady that did her hair. I called her up that week, and one thing led to another, and here I am again. Shout out to PR Charles. If you follow her on YouTube, she totally revolutionized my whole experience with these locks. And so, first question I get, why did I decide to get locks? Well, I have had natural hair long before there was a shea moisture, long before people knew what to do with naturally kinky hair. So my experience with my hair has been a lot of trial and error. I've learned how my hair works, and so I'm not that afraid to take certain risks when it comes to my hair. So since I began modeling, my hair has been an issue for me because there are certain things that they'd like to do with it that I wasn't completely comfortable with. And so as a result of that, my hair was severely damaged after about 15 years of natural hair. And so I took that very, very personally, and I decided that I'm going to do what I want to do with my hair, and the rest of the world is going to have to adjust to that. And so I've dyed my hair, I've worn braids forever, I've cut it. I don't think I've gone bald. I don't think that's for me, because I think I have a big head. But yeah, with my hair, I just like to experiment with looks. I know how to braid, I know how to style, so a lot of looks like I've just done on a whim just because I can. And so I decided to get locks because I was finally tired of the upkeep. I wanted something that was extremely minimal upkeep but still gave me the versatility that I crave. And so Sisterlocks has been doing that for me. So far, so good. It's a lot of rules in the beginning, but I genuinely appreciate this process. Another question that I get is, how long did it take? So, as you can see, my locks are really, really small. They're really small. Like, seriously, from far away, you can't even tell that these are my locks. My hair is pretty thick, but it's also pretty, I don't know what the word is. pretty malleable. I don't know if that makes sense, but I have about 580 to 600 locks in my hair, and the average is about 400 to 450. And the reason I wanted to go smaller is because I want to really be able to do whatever hairstyle that I want, and so far so good. I'm loving the size. I'm loving watching them change. Yeah. Another question that I always get is how often do I need to get it retightened? So my loctician, PR Charles, shout out to her, my loctician has me on a 6-week schedule. So every 6 weeks I'm scheduled to get my hair retightened. I'm doing that for about a year, and then I plan on taking the class to learn how to retighten it myself. Like I said, I know how to do hair, so I'm ready for that commitment. But I decided to give it a year because I want to understand like how it's going to form and what's going on. So yeah, I am really loving this hair. It's so much freedom. I can wash it as much as I want. Of course, I have to braid and band it. Braiding and banding is very, very important for those of you considering getting Sisterlocks. Braiding and banding is very important. Occasionally, I have slippage, and this is month 7. So my little baby locks on the side here, these little ones here, they like to come out. So they're always getting retightened. But braiding and banding is very, very important if you don't want your hair to unravel. Locks are a form of weaving, and so your hair has to adjust to the pattern that it's being woven into, and then lock so that you can, do whatever you want. So it varies from person to person how long it takes for your hair to lock, but it's very important that you braid and band. I know I've heard people who have braided and banded for about 6 months before it locked. I've heard 2 years before it locked. I've heard 3 years before it locked. I've heard 2 months. So it really, really depends on your hair. That's why I decided to stay with my loctician, so that I can know how my hair is responding to the locks and then carry it on after I take the class. Another question was, how much did it cost? Now, I've seen people's videos and they get really weird about how much they paid for their hair, and I get it, but it does depend on your loctician. It does depend on their experience. It depends on what you're asking for, the time commitment. So I will say a lot of locticians charge anywhere between $35 to $100 and per inch of hair, up to a certain inch, and then it's just up from there. So I've heard minimum $750, between $750 to about $1,400, depending on how long your hair is. I come from a really big family, and I remember when I was going natural, I was growing out my natural hair, my family was looking at me crazy. Like, they were like, what are you doing? You don't know what to do with your hair. What's going on? What's going on? And by the time my afro was glorious, they all decided to go natural. So now all my sisters, my mom included, have natural hair. So now it is a repeated cycle. The same thing is happening. They're looking at me crazy because I got Sisterlocks, and I'm just biding time. I'm trying slowly to convince them to get locks, and it's just really funny how it's going down. Like, my sisters are not with it at all, but they'll come around. I know they will. Another question that I get is, can you put anything in it? Now, once the Sisterlocks are installed, your hair is prone to slippage. And so you're not supposed to put any type of moisturizer on your actual hair. I have been dealing with a lot of dandruff and dry scalp. So I have rose water, and I spray it on my scalp. Rose water with a little bit of peppermint oil. I spray it only on my scalp, but I don't spray it in my hair at all. Yeah, they say to keep your locks dry. Your hair technically doesn't need that moisture because it's locked. So your scalp is what really needs the attention. What else do I have to say? Yeah, this is like probably one of the best decisions I've made with my hair in a long time. I've had dyed hair, I've had braids, I've worn my hair natural, I've worn my hair straight, I've had weaves, I've had wigs, not my favorite. And this is by far the best decision I've made with my hair. And it's really been a journey. In just the last 7 months, I've seen a lot of growth, like a lot of growth. And I'm loving this stage because like it's nice and short, but it's very light, and I generally don't like hair on my back or on my neck or shoulders. So as far as length goals go, I'm aiming for about like right here, nothing longer than that. But I'm loving the fact that it's just doing its own thing, and yeah, and I could just wake up and go.